Hello there friends, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 has been out for more or less a week at this stage, and there's a lot of characters in that game. There is 36 in fact, and I'm going to rank them all except one of them, which is kind of a spoiler, so I figured I'd leave them out. It's a spoiler for both the story and post-game unlockable content. So I'm going to rank 35 of them. I'm still going to call this video every Marvel character ranked. It's a lie. Everything is a lie, I'm sorry. I'm a filthy liar. But we're going to go through them pretty darn quick, because there's 35 of them. I'm not going to devote like 2 minutes to each of those characters, then this video would be longer than an hour. And no one wants that. So I'm going to whiz through every Marvel Ultimate Alliance character, ranking them all. This is the definitive tier list. My tier list is more important than anybody else's. It's the correct tier list, of course. So let's start with number 35. The only character who I would actively call bad in this game, Scarlet Witch, because her attacks take forever. She's doing her like magic balls, and she's like standing in the air throwing her magic balls, and people can just knock her over. It's stupid. She's terrible. It's the worst. Number 34, Falcon. Way too floaty. Everything he does just feels like it floats into the air and doesn't actually hit anybody, and none of his stuff feels impactful. No, don't play as Falcon. Falcon is boring. Number 33, Iron Man. Surprisingly, as the face of the MCU, as one of the biggest characters in this game, Iron Man's pretty disappointing. Like, all he does is like shoot lasers, which it's Iron Man. All he does is like pew and shoot his lasers, but yeah, none of those lasers feel very good. And it's all just pretty lame. Boo Iron Man. Number 32, Black Widow, who for a super spy is way too slow. When you look at the movies, like the Black Widow character is always known for her extensive hand-to-hand combat. You know, it's like fast-paced fighting scenes and hurricane ranas and taking people down. But here she's just a little sluggish, not very fun to play as. Number 31, Elektra, who has like cool daggers, but they don't feel very satisfying. You want full like Ninja Turtle daggers. You want to be able to stab people, but Elektra's just like, there's no like oomph, there's no impact when she stabs people. It's not fun. Number 30, Drax. There's obviously tiers of characters, like there's fast strikers, there's big heavy strikers. Drax is the most boring of like the big heavy strikers. He has knives, which I guess make him slightly more interesting, but not considerably. He's not the worst character in the world. Like in terms of tiers, Scarlet Witch is the only bad character. Falcon and Iron Man are okay, and then everybody since then has been in what I would call the decent tier. And Drax is decent. You won't like have a terrible time with Drax, but he's not great. Knives, bleh. Number 29, Star-Lord. I don't like most of the ranged characters in this game. They're just like, I don't think this game is really well designed to like hold back and like pick people off from a distance. It's more like up close and personal, smash them in the face. And Star-Lord is more of a hold back, shoot people from a distance, and it's not great. And all of his wind attacks and stuff like that, meh to Star-Lord. Number 28, Crystal, who is a much less interesting elemental character than Storm is. It's really as simple as that. Number 27, Loki, who is surprisingly big in this game. He's like much bigger than I guess he's a Norse god, so it makes sense that he's bigger than other characters. But like that makes him a little bit slower, and like his big hits are satisfying, but he's just too slow. He's just on the slow side for it to be fun. Number 26, Nightcrawler. Teleporting all over the place is super duper fun because it's Nightcrawler. And that's about it. There's not much else going on there. Like the teleporting is cool, but he's not one of the better characters to actually mow through people as. Number 25, Wolverine. A tad disappointing that a character like Wolverine is this slow down. His quick claw strikes are nice. Like he feels like Wolverine. I won't say it's like he doesn't feel like Wolverine. His claw strikes just kind of like bounce off people. In this game, the more satisfying characters are basically the more powerful ones, and the ones that can just blow through like the hordes very, very quickly, and Wolverine's not one of them. It just doesn't pack that punch that you'd like. Number 24, Gamora, who is just a better, faster Black Widow, pretty much, in terms of like just using her, is it a baton? I think it's a baton, but her guns, it's what you'd want Black Widow to be. Gamora is a good Black Widow. Number 23, Luke Cage, who, like I was talking about the big heavy hitters, he is the perfect middle of the road heavy hitter. There is nothing special about him. He's not like the best character in the game, but if you play as Luke Cage, you will be punching people and it'll feel pretty good. Number 22, Miss Marvel, who steals Ant-Man's big routine, but she's rock solid. You know, Ant-Man's not in this game, surprisingly enough. We do have an Ant-Man adjacent character, which will be coming up later. Don't want to spoil it. But Miss Marvel, she makes her hands all big and then punches people and shouts, "Imbiggen!" Which, good fun. That's what I want out of my characters. Number 21, Daredevil, who's just too slow. Again, you want those big, fast characters, and Daredevil, His nunchuck is cool, and the way he spins his nunchuck to like create an area of effect attack and take out everybody around him is fun. But it's just too slow. God damn it, Daredevil, speed it up and I'd be on your side. Number 20, and it hurts me to put him this low, but he's only okay. It's Captain America. Cap is of course my favorite Marvel character. For the most part in this game, it's cool to like, his melee attacks, his regular melee attacks are actually more fun than his specials. Just to see him like throwing his shield at people and, you know, doing the combos with the shield. But other than that, his special attacks are pretty lame. But he's still Cap, so he still gets 20th. 19th, Venom. Starting a trend on this list of Spider-Man characters being very good. Venom just hits people with his giant big goop attacks. And like his first special attack where he just like dives in and out of his Venom goop, very fun. Big fan of Venom. Number 18, Iron Fist. Surprisingly high for a character whose television show is terrible. He basically just combines martial arts. He does a bunch of like kicks and martial arts moves, and it's pretty cool. He's like, that's different from anybody else, so thumbs up to Iron Fist. Number 17, probably the best ranged character in the game, it's Hawkeye. Like, hitting descending arrows on people is actually pretty cool. Unlike Star-Lord, who just kind of feels a little meh, dropping arrows on people from a distance with Hawkeye actually is pretty fun. Number 16, Ghost Rider, who's like, he has these big fire chain whips, and he's like this big fire character, and he runs people over with his motorcycle, and it's just like, yeah, I'm on board with this. I'm on board with you, Ghost Rider. Thankfully he's not Nicolas Cage. And really, if he was Nicolas Cage, he'd probably be number 1 on this list. Number 15, Elsa Bloodstone, who has guns and more guns and lots of guns. She has her 2 pistols and her 2 shotguns, and she just basically shoots people a lot, and is one of the more interesting shooty characters. She's basically like playing as Bayonetta in a Marvel game. That's basically Elsa Bloodstone. Number 14, Spider-Gwen, continuing the trend of Spider-Man characters being very, very good. She's like the more melee of the Spider-Man characters. Like if Venom's the heavy hitter, she's like the more like get in and close melee, quick combos kind of character, and she's just fun to play as. All the Spider-Man characters are very quick, and I think that's why I like them. They're all very fast, as opposed to some of the slower, kind of bulkier or heavier characters. Because you either want to hit super hard or move super fast, and the people that don't do either are all the characters that don't feel great. Number 13, Doctor Strange. Using his cosmic powers, it's all very fun. I don't have much more to say about Doctor Strange. He's just a pretty fun character to play as. Not the most fun, but a pretty fun character to play as. Number 12, Groot and Rocket, who are like a really interesting combo because they play it together. So like your heavy attack is Groot swinging his trees, and your light attack is Rocket shooting off his shoulder, and then the specials combine both of those. And they make a really fun, interesting character. A different character from everyone else. Number 11, Psylocke, who basically just has big purple psychic swords and just smashes through people with her big purple psychic swords. And really, what more do you want than big purple psychic swords? Number 10, the Ant-Man character I alluded to earlier, Wasp. She obviously takes on the Ant-Man properties of becoming smaller as she attacks, and then she dodges, and it's always fun. And she combines that with like electric powers, and of course she can fly. So yeah, Wasp. If you like, what character are you going to look forward to play as? I wouldn't have said Wasp, and yet she's number 10. Number 9, Spider-Man. Quick, nimble, lots of webs, feels like Spider-Man, satisfying to play as. It's just good fun. He's swinging his giant web balls around and taking people out. I enjoy Spider-Man. Spider-Man's very good. And when he's up in the air, you can basically stay in the air and just descend webs down on people. Kind of cheap. Hard to aim, but if you can work it out, it's kind of cheap. And I enjoy playing my games cheaply. Number 8, a character I took to the end of the game, Deadpool. Cool mix of swords and guns. He's very fast, he's very quippy. His swords are very satisfying, his power-ups are very satisfying, or specials even. In retrospect, I probably would have taken a different character to the end of the game, a character I'll talk about in a second. But yeah, he's Deadpool. Number 7, Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel has like some real oomph behind her attacks. You hit people with her glowy hands and just people blow away. It's great. Captain Marvel's a lot of fun. Like it feels like a superhero. Number 6, speaking of feeling like that sense of power, Magneto, who you don't unlock until pretty late in the game in the Infinity Trials. But his attacks just have like there's almost like a sense of gravitas to his attacks. It's like, yes, I am Magneto and I will mow you down because I am Magneto. Number 5, Hulk. Because Hulk smash. Like literally, that's just the character. It feels so good to he just mashes people and they bounce off of him. Hulk is really, really good. Hulk is a lot of fun. Number 4, the better version of Crystal, is Storm. Unleashing her weather powers, unleashing like the combination of electricity and wind and ice, makes her like one of the more like diverse and interesting characters. And unlike Scarlet Witch, she can unleash those attacks relatively quickly. Sometimes you get nailed in the air, but it's a lot quicker than Scarlet Witch. And combining all of those electric powers and all of those weather powers are a lot of fun, and it feels like a full encompassing of her as a character as opposed to some of the others, which is just like Drax has knives. That's about it. Number 3, Black Panther, who is the character I probably would have taken to the end of the game over Deadpool if I had played a little more of him before like the post-game stuff. Black Panther is so much fun. Black Panther feels closest to like combos. You know, you can combine his attacks together in a way that feels like you're actually creating combos, because this game doesn't really have combos except for the light attacks, which have like a kind of 1, 2, 3 punch sequence. Whereas Black Panther feels like he can string those attacks together in a really fun, satisfying way. I'm a fan of Black Panther. Plus, one of his specials is when he's attacked a lot, he can absorb the energy and unleash it on people, and that's great. Number 2, the best of the Spider-Man characters, Miles Morales. Miles hits super hard, he moves super fast, the Elektra webs you can just drop on the ground and kind of stun people or just consistently damage them. Really, really good, and he just combines like the best of all the Spider-Man characters. Plus he's Miles Morales, who's really cool. And the definitive, objective best character in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is Thor. Thor, it's just Mjolnir. Mjolnir. I think I got that right. Close enough. Throwing the hammer at people is so much fun. I will say I'm a little disappointed it doesn't hurt people on the way back too, because you throw it out and it hurts people. I would like if it hurt people on the way back. But Thor, you just drop yourself on the ground with his electric powers, or zap people with his electric powers, or just throw your hammer at people. Great. Big fan of Thor. Thumbs up Thor. Round of applause for Thor, everybody. If you're not clapping, I'm very disappointed in you. So that is the definitive tier list of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 characters. My take is the definitive take, as I said, it is the correct take. Though if you somehow disagree with it, who did you enjoy playing as? Or who am I most wrong about here? I'm interested to see, is there characters here that people really liked that I'm like, Crystal, she's not great. And then you're like, Crystal's my favourite character. I'd be interested in that. On your left, a review of Super Mario Maker 2. On your right, a review of this very game, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Thanks for watching.